Hey, I'm Peter Cho. Welcome to beautiful Portland. I'm the chef owner of Hanok Restaurant, and we're gonna take you through some recipes using the Vita Prep 3. Let's go now. Hanok came about, we moved here from New York, really slowed our whole lives down. And then we started a family, sharing the space with our home. Really, our home is inside the restaurant. Really, it's the only way I can imagine doing this. To be able to bounce back and forth and do it in 10 paces is pretty special. We looked for a lot of restaurant spaces. It was my wife. She was the one that found it. It was listed as a 4-bedroom residential rental in a commercially zoned space. We've purposely left the sign off the door. When the doors opened and we walked in, it was like, I hope the same sense of discovery everybody has when they come to eat here. Korean food is kind of a rediscovery for me. I grew up with a lot of my mom's cooking, but when I moved to New York, visiting K-Town and Manhattan or going out to Flushing, wanting to cook it came naturally as I sort of rediscovered and fell back in love with it. Today I'll be doing the egg sauce over omurice, another sort of homey dish. We use a Vitamix blender every day. The sort of basic foundation of all of our cooking and our dishes is, getting a nice smooth puree. When you have a perfectly blended thing in a Vitamix, it thickens and thickens, and that vortex gets tighter and tighter and more smooth. And that's kind of, I think, where we sort of differentiate our cooking from home-style Korean cooking. For instance, this egg sauce that we do, and we put it in a blender, and with the extra heat of the actual blending, it's the finished sauce. A lot of Korean cooking, some of the techniques are not as refined. A chunky sauce is okay in Korean cooking, as opposed to sort of my background and training, which is you want that to be smooth and velvety and beautiful and perfectly blended. Yeah, so this is a nori noodle. So we taste nori sheets, we toast it, and then blend it in the Vitamix and fold that into our dough, and it turns the noodle this beautiful green color. Using the Vitamix blender for our ramen broth is sort of different, to be able to cut that time in half by putting it in a blender. And getting that emulsification to really set is super important. The versatility really comes in all the different containers that we have. To be able to have all those things and be able to change them out quickly, it cuts our prep time. When we first started, it was one concept, and I did a set menu 2 days a week, and now we're 4 days and a full a la carte menu. But the menu really is reflective of my journey. We sort of take that professional level of service away from the dining experience and just really try and make people feel like they're coming over to our house for dinner.